The persuasive topic that I chose to talk about today is why you shouldn't eat fast food. And this is a common topic that is often brought up, and a lot of people preach it and doesn't necessarily apply it to their life. But the question that I've always had about it is why? What's so negative about eating fast food, and what's so positive about not eating fast food? So I went straight to the sources, such as websites like foodndtv.com, PubMed Central, and Medical News Today, to basically get the opinions from, or the facts from, the professionals who know what they're talking about, have actually studied it and know the science behind it. And I thought if I gathered what information that I received from them, simplified it down to where maybe I could understand it and I could elaborate it better to my audience. Just like everything, there's short-term effects and long-term effects, negative health effects to eating fast food. Some short-term health effects is a spike in blood pressure, increased inflammation, and a spike in blood sugar. Some long-term effects that someone may receive after eating fast food for a long period of time is obesity, heart problems, education, and believe it or not, memory. And the benefits to not eating fast food are a rise in energy levels, longer life, better memory, and cooking ability. One of the most prominent short-term health effects that occurs when one eats fast food regularly is a spike in blood sugar. Fast food is made to where your body can break it down easily, and it has a high carbohydrate rate in it. So when your food breaks it down, it causes your blood sugar to spike. But once your blood sugar spikes, then your body has to counter it with insulin. So when your body counters it with insulin, then once that insulin gets into your system, then your blood sugar drops dramatically. And this has a lot to do with your energy levels. When someone's blood sugar gets really high like that and then drops, it's not uncommon for one to faint or just have no energy whatsoever. Another common problem is increased inflammation. A fast food meal is high in saturated fat, and this increases inflammation in the airway, which can be really troublesome to people with asthma. And with this inflammation, it can be common to cause asthma attacks in people that have pre-existing problems. And the last short-term effect is blood pressure, and this seems to be common in generally people that are a little bit older. Fast foods have a high sodium content, which is obviously salt. So therefore, with a high sodium intake, that causes your blood pressure to go up, which is very negative effect to you, your health, and your heart. Some long-term effects of eating fast food regularly are memory and learning. PubMed Central has linked a connection from poor diets that favor lots of carbohydrates and saturated fats to a lower capacity of memory and learning, that all fast food restaurants, they're prone to have high carbohydrate levels and high saturated fat levels. So therefore, with the link between high carbohydrates and high saturated fats equals not very good memory loss, then it's only, makes sense to credit fast food restaurants for a lot of this because of what ingredients is included in the food that they give out to people. Another long-term effect, which is one that seems to be the most common talked about, is obesity in the world today. Weight gain occurs when the body's daily calorie intake is more than what the amount of calories that the body can burn off in a day's period of time. And fast food restaurants are known to have that the food that they put out to have a really high calorie levels. So if one eats fast food pretty regularly, then it's basically physically impossible to not gain weight, because unless you are extremely active, it's hard to burn off that many calories that you would that your intake would be if you would eat fast food regularly. So obviously, after continuous weight gain, this leads to obesity, which is why that fast food restaurants is the sole main reason that the obesity levels are so high in the world today. This is one that people might not often think about as a long-term effect, but there's actually an educational standpoint behind it. By going the easy way out and eating fast food regularly, you're not learning the ability to cook, but by not learning the ability to cook, you don't know what you're putting into your body. You don't know what everything that is going into that burger or fry, whatever that you're eating. You don't know what it consists of, so therefore it's very unhealthy for your body, and also you don't know how to cook. So if something was to happen, you would be pretty bad off. Some positive effects to not eating fast food. This is the one that I find most prominent, that seems to be a very common problem, is a lot of people seem to have a lot of energy, or they seem less energized than they used to, especially when they were younger. And by eating healthy foods and not fast foods, this allows your body to work normal, and there's not a constant spike in your blood sugar, or a blood sugar drop, or a high blood pressure. So therefore, your body can work normally, so your energy levels are the way they're supposed to, and you feel normal. Also, not eating fast food contributes to a better memory. There was a recent study that shows that mice who have eaten more fried foods don't have a memory as strong as the ones that didn't eat fried foods. So therefore, this directly relates to people, because generally studies that they do on mice, especially stuff of that nature, directly relates to people. So based on the short-term effects of increase in blood sugar, or an increase in your blood pressure, all the way to the long-term effects of obesity, your memory and learning, education. This is all ways that eating fast food can negatively affect your health. And then even to the opposing side, that if you don't eat fast food, you have a higher energy level, a better memory, and you understand what's going into your body. It's obvious that the right reason is or the correct answer is to not eat fast food, just merely because your body is all you got, so you should take care of it, and not ingest stuff that shouldn't be eaten. And I actually have a very important graph that I want to show. And this is the causes of the death in the U.S. And as you can see, above all that, tobacco use, high blood pressure, kidney failure, alcohol and drug use, the number one thing on that list is dietary risks, which is, obviously what you ingest in your body. So with that being said, be smart about what you put into your body, and don't eat fast food.